Hey everyone, me Kevin here with...
Meet Lauren.
Today we have something very special to react to. We have our own Cnbc Millennial Money episode to react to.
I'm like freaking out.
We are both freaking out. We have not watched it yet. It's right around 11:13 right now.
We had to wait for babysitting to be dropping off the kids, and then we can watch it, but we've gone a few hours without like any spoilers or anything. So.
Exactly. So this is going to be our first raw reaction here, and we're excited to share it with you. Just remember, you can get 4 free stocks with a Webull, because why not? You deposit $100, you get 4 free stocks. May as well do it. Link down below. Next to the link for life insurance, you can get in as little as 5 minutes. I gotta do it. Okay, let's hop on over to CNBC Millennial Money. Here we go.
It's shaking.
This is intense. Here we go. Oh, that's the studio. That's what we're in right now.
I know.
It was absolutely surreal. I remember that night after the kids going down, you asked me how much that I thought you made, everything related to YouTube.
In just May.
Just 1 month. And for him to say that it was crossing 7 figures was just mind-blowing. I didn't even know what to think. It was crazy.
Oh, man. That's awesome. I'm still shaking. All right, ready to rock. Here we go. Recording, and let's get the mic. Test, 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 test. We'll change it to like 0.5 speed on YouTube.
Yeah.
My name is Kevin, I'm 28, and I make just over $5.75 million per year.
My name is Lauren. I am 30 years old, and I make $250,000 per year.
Together, we make over $6 million per year.
And we live in Ventura, California.
And welcome to, wait for it, Millennial Money.
I'm a real estate broker and real estate investor, and lately I've started making YouTube videos to...
I can't even look at myself. There's no facial hair.
I
Who
like
is
it.
this imposter?
Go back to that. I like it.
What is this? And what's on my head?
Hair. What? I do like that intro though. That was really good. I'm like so going to overanalyze every little aspect to this. So
We're gonna watch this like 20 times
oh,
later.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm already liking it. I'm happy. So yeah.
to teach what I know about investing in real estate and stocks online.
I am a full-time mother and also full-time property manager, managing our own properties.
Hey, that's us.
Hold on.
Wait,
Fun fact.
Man, I'm tearing up.
Any shot that I'm in, I'm like covering I think it was my right hand. The day of shooting, I got this massive bruise on top of my hand, like right here. It's huge. I'm wondering if you can see it.
Was it from us LARPing?
No, it was from the kids and us roughhousing.
Oh, the kids were sword fighting you. That's what it was.
I bruised so easily, and I'm like, seriously, I've gone like this whole quarantine basically not seeing anybody, and then the day that this is supposed to be shot, I get a massive bruise. So I'm like, my name's Lauren. I do this.
Oh man. So this, by the way, this house was a 4-bedroom. We actually converted the dining room into this.
Who
this
needs a formal dining room?
It's a formal dining,
Yeah.
the stupidest room ever.
A typical day for me starts at about 5 a.m. Then I go down to my garage.
What?
I just noticed that they included a tiny corner of our master bathroom. We literally we were like in a frenzy of trying on different clothes, and the person helping us out recording that day was like, no, do this. So we're like, okay, changing clothes. Everything was a disaster in that one room. And I was like, don't even show that room because it is horrible.
Way to point it out.
Well, I mean,
No, that's awesome.
A typical day for me starts at about 5 a.m. Then I go down to my garage office set where I have a walking treadmill, and I'll catch up on whatever projects we need to work on for our real estate investments, and I'll plan out the days of videos. After that, by about 2 p.m., I like to go on a run with Lauren, so I get a little bit of fresh air outside since I'm mostly stuck in the office from 5 to 2 answering text messages or calls or filming videos. After the run, I'll catch up on emails a bit again. I'll look at properties and projects that are going on, existing renovations. And the goal is to have this drop-dead deadline by 5 p.m. of just hanging out with the kids.
A typical day for me would be setting my alarm for 8 a.m., but knowing that my children will be waking me up at 6 a.m., so...
Lately, it's been even earlier. Max has been
Yeah,
waking
oh my
you up
gosh.
even earlier.
and I just noticed too in that stroller shot,
Yes.
Max refused to wear pants that day. So
Oh.
he just had a diaper. And a
Are you
shirt.
serious?
Yeah.
What?
There was no getting pants on him, and we're like, you know what? Screw it. Like you're just going in a diaper and a shirt.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll keep playing.
I get up around 6:30 every day, and then I kind of just hang out with my kids, kind of ease into the day, look at all the assignments and virtual videos that are given to me from my son's teacher at his school. So in addition to that, I also have to attend to my younger son who is not in school and just handle his needs. I also have a lot of property management stuff that I continually have to deal with, emails, texts, or renovations, so I have to do that as well.
How about when I like text you and I'm like, Lauren, I need an answer right now. And then right now.
And then I'm in like a distance like learning meeting with the teacher. Like, shut up.
So when I was 18 months old, I moved from Germany with my family to Florida. And in Florida, my parents knew nothing about American culture, society, how to get ahead. They barely knew how to speak English. And what's crazy about that is I came from this household that ended up divorcing when I was 6 years old, constantly having no money. There was a point when I was 7 years old where I went through the Washington Mutual Bank drive-thru, and my father withdraws with his debit card $20 from the ATM. And I'm, classic 7-year-old, like, oh, Dad, can I have that? And he's like, Kevin, I only have 11 of these left. This is at the same time as we're like losing our house after the divorce, and things are just a mess. And coming from that to meeting you and both of us basically being at zero, having around $6,000, $8,000 each, somewhere around there, and going into...
Oh, I should clarify on that. When I say basically at zero, we started at zero with zero money.
Yeah.
I guess the story maybe got shortened there or whatever, but we made our money from zero to like $6,000, $8,000 each, working jobs. Red Robin, Jamba Juice for me, Hollister for a very brief period of time.
Yeah.
And you worked Mrs. Fields.
Mrs. Fields, Red Robin too. But I think there's a misconception too about like how you acquire or how we acquired the money. Oh, daddy's help or whatever. I've seen that comment before. Like, no, we worked on it on our own, and we didn't get any handouts money-wise from anybody. Maybe knowledge-wise.
Well, yeah, but I mean, a lot of people have mentors, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
YouTube could be deemed a mentor for people. I mean, all of the knowledge we have that we put on our channel or the courses and things like that. So
But it's not like we were given like, oh, here, have $100,000 to get a little kickstart. No, we got nothing.
Paid my own way through college.
Yeah.
Here we go.
to becoming real estate agents, being
Oh man, okay, so this poll is, let's just say this is totally illegal.
Let's just say the HOA is really mad at Kevin.
So what did I say about living in an HOA law?
And I'm like, add the Tesla, like spray paint the Tesla logo so it seems more legitimate.
It didn't work.
No.
managers, investing in real estate,
looks cool.
using the mentorships that are all around us, and taking that and then just making our own reality happen has been really empowering. And if anything, I can look back and say, wow, it kind of makes me want to share that story and say anybody can do this if we were able to do it.
It's our first place.
The way I got started in real estate was actually back when I was a law enforcement explorer and spent 3,000 hours on the road with law enforcement. I heard that an officer was dealing with, well, law enforcement during the day, but then on the weekends was helping people move into their first.
They should have like a disclaimer here that's like, dude is on autopilot. People are gonna be like, what is this guy doing on his laptop?
Oh, so irresponsible.
First homes. This got me really, really excited about, wow, okay, there are tons of career paths.
Some of my earliest memories were going on appointments with my mother, who was a very, very highly successful property manager. And fast forward until I was 18 when I was studying and getting my real estate license. I then chose to follow the career path of my mother and work alongside with her and do professional property management.
Yes, that's actually the picture that I was in the attic of.
Yeah.
How long did I do projects at that house until after we moved in?
So many projects. We like literally finished our last project and then we're like, we want this house that we're in now. And we're like, we didn't even finish this one.
Yeah, I think we just finished the backyard,
Yeah.
which was like one of the last projects.
Yeah.
We ended up finding a trashed fixer-upper. And this place was a foreclosure. We had, barely $8,000 each to our name to fix this place up somehow. And there was no kitchen. The bathrooms were gone. The toilets were gone. It was a disaster.
It wasn't.
Yeah, and just so you know too, it's helpful to know, or at least share, that we were able to finance the fix-up money from the bank by getting an FHA 203K loan. I guess it would be 203, but 203K loan.
It's also important to note too, you were wearing protective eyewear there because he wasn't, during that renovation, there was a time where he didn't, and a shard of metal went into his eye on a Sunday, of course, because that's when things happen, and then we had to emergency call the doctor, and it was quite the experience, and he doesn't like eyes, so.
No, I just get queasy thinking about it. But yeah, it was one of those where it's like, I'm working on removing nails from a stud and wearing eye protection the entire time, put it down, get a drink or whatever. I come back and there's one more nail. I don't need the eyeglasses for one more nail. What are the odds?
Yeah.
Bad.
It wasn't just an educational process for these people touring our home. It was an educational process for us in knowing how to work with design and work with staging and just everything related to the process of buying and renovating a home. So we got kind of addicted to the idea of just owning homes and renovating them.
And especially in a cost-effective way. We're about to close on our 20th property in Southern California,
which when this was filmed, we have since added 2 more.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible, but it's true. We are now at 22. So I honestly don't know if we can manage adding another one this year. I mean, I'd like to, but then I'm also exhausted.
I'm exhausted too.
will be a 3-unit apartment building that we're turning into a 6-unit apartment building, which Lauren is really excited about managing.
Not.
They didn't I feel like people wouldn't get the sarcasm as much unless we clarified. There's a huge sarcastic element to how you spoke to that about that.
Yeah, Lauren is not excited about managing
units, no.
Especially small ones like that. Their real estate business includes buying, flipping, and renting houses. Okay, well, we don't flip. So in fairness, it would be buying and renting.
Yeah,
I think what they mean is renovating.
I think we flipped one.
Yeah, and we regret that.
We regret it, actually.
That's a cool shot.
Regarding our finances, I deal with most of the bills. We do keep a spend tracker between us, so anytime one of us goes to a store and spends money on something, we just use an Apple numbers spreadsheet that...
I'm gonna pause it here, the Apple numbers spreadsheet we do use. But so housing, our mortgage is $29.50 or something, but it looks like they're including property tax insurance, we got all that, HOA, we got all that, utilities, so they're including utilities. Utilities are a little expensive for us.
They are.
So
the electricity bill's a little high.
When you have 5 air conditioners.
And all these lights and all these computers.
Yeah, this room right now is 65 degrees because all of the lights and the machines in here, they heat up so much, I keep the room cold, otherwise I'm sweating.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, maybe I'm just making an excuse. Insurance, that's our health insurance, right? Yeah, that's our health insurance. So, and they included the umbrella insurance as well. Umbrellas are so cheap, but get an umbrella insurance. If you ever own rental real estate or multiple cars, get an umbrella insurance policy. But our health insurance, we got the platinum plan, the most expensive plan, because you can write that off if you're self-employed. So why not take the tax write-off? Food, talk about food, Lauren.
Well, we do spend a good amount of food. Sorry, we do spend a lot of money on food. We get a lot of fresh fruit delivered to us just because we wouldn't cut it on our own. I wonder if they'll include that clip of us saying that.
I saw they had the refrigerator earlier.
Yeah.
But that is true. It seems like when we buy melons, we get so busy that they just rot.
And we're also into nice fish and
organics
nice meat
and that.
Organic and so it is a little high. But we are a family of 4, so
yeah. It's true.
Yeah, it's high.
It's true. So on loan to Kevin's dad, a quick explanation I think is useful there. This year, my dad sold his place to move to Germany. And my dad, if he has a lot of money, he's gonna spend it.
Yep.
He's gonna buy another motorcycle, another computer, or whatever. So we decided, Dad, why don't you lend it to me? I'll invest it. And while I invest it, I'll pay you money so you can retire.
It was like a forced thing in hopes of helping his dad.
Yeah, exactly. And he has this consistent income that he could rely on now. And so those are the interest-only payments on that, which what's really cool is I took all that money and I threw it in Tesla stock, which let's just say, I made money on that one.
It's done a little good. It's all right.
I got lucky. I mean, that's great. The fact that all went into there is freaking awesome. Household, subscriptions, clothing. Okay, yeah, this all sounds right.
Yeah.
This looks perfect. They're really detailed. I mean, I feel like they know our budget better than we do.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There was so much back and forth with asking questions, and I really appreciate that because it legitimizes this whole millennial money. It makes me believe, okay, this is truly what they spend.
Yeah, exactly.
Links between us.
We established something years ago where we mutually thought, okay, what would be a realistic budget for our own personal needs, whether that be clothes or shoes that isn't business related. If I wanted to buy a necklace or a handbag, that would fall into that personal budget. So back then we said $200 per month that we would have that. I think we've upped it $50.
Let me clarify that. I mean, I think they did a good, they included that clip and it does make sense, but we wanted our own individual personal budgets because we didn't want the idea of us having drastically different incomes affect how we judge our spending. So if we both have this established budget of personal spending, like I said, if I want to buy a bag because I saved up my $200 per month to buy a bag, you can't resent that because that is what I choose to do with my personal budget. As opposed to somebody who maybe makes much more and then being like, oh, I don't like that you spent that money. So
right,
yeah.
It's something we were both okay with, as that's what we're setting aside. Is you want no questions asked money, so to speak.
I could spend it on whatever I want, no questions asked, and same with you.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and people might think that the car payment that I have on the Tesla is kind of high, the $1,337, which is also an amazing number. That is my actual car payment. I'll put up
you were really excited about when you found that out.
Yep. I'll put a statement on screen. The interest rate on that is 1.49%, which means there's no reason for me to pay that off. 1.49% is like free money.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's keep going. That's a cool shot. This right here is so right frickin' on CNBC. Nailed it. We will not put money into savings. I will overdraw our checking accounts before I have money sitting in stupid bank accounts. Isn't that true?
It is true.
It all goes into investments. Yep. This will actually be doing much more of this year through a defined benefit plan. We'll probably could put closer to like 10 to 20 times that into a retirement plan through a defined benefit plan. Weeble.
I think that's a really good strategy for couples though, because it doesn't cause any resentment.
So I decided to start a YouTube channel and share all of the experiences I had and mostly all of the things I screwed up on to try to help people prevent making the same stupid mistakes that I had made.
Just my failed,
trying to... What is that, the shimmy? Is that a new dance move?
Like they cut it closer to where I don't fail multiple times trying to do my legs.
Well, they probably extended the clip because they had to get the text moving, you know? Yeah. Yep. So we did have a construction company called Meet and Done. I did close that within 18 months. It's done. We met it and it's done.
It's now done.
The concept was a lot better.
It was.
But yeah, having 15 staff employees, creating an app, multiple vehicles, and the advertising campaign, it just made more sense to sell real estate. It was much more profitable than construction.
Yep.
Yeah. Which explains why there's no real national construction company. You know, there's like ServPro for insurance restoration, but in terms of construction companies, they all stay small because it's so hard to scale them.
The transition of Kevin going from full-time real estate to doing YouTube alongside real estate to then just transitioning to YouTube was actually a very tough time for me and the kids. I just had my second son right when he started making YouTube videos and just started getting monetized at that same time. It was definitely an adjustment that we all had to work as a family to try and figure out the balance, because Kevin's nature is very much take on as much as you can possibly take on and work, and other things were suffering.
The most I've ever made in a single month in real estate, that would be real estate commissions and investing in real estate, would be around $150,000 in just 1 month, which is absolutely amazing. But the most I've ever made in a month from YouTube has been $70,000. I don't even know how to say that right. Sometimes I
So we went back through the records. That was May.
Yeah.
We had another 7-figure month in July.
Yeah. It's
And that was just over 1-1. That's insane.
wake up in the morning and I think, seriously, this is what YouTube sent? It makes me feel like I'm playing with Monopoly money. Over the last...
That's just how you wake up in the morning, every morning.
The way it's played, it's so perfect. I gotta watch that part
You
again.
sleep with that every night,
Yeah.
and then you wake up.
$70,000. I don't even know how to say that right. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I think, seriously, this is what YouTube sent? It makes me feel like I'm playing with Monopoly money. Over the last 18 months now, our revenue has gone from just being real estate commissions to, well, breaking
There it is.
even or losing money on the construction business.
Here, I'll hide us for a second. But yeah, this they are really detailed. Yeah, look at that. YouTube-related income. Yeah, pretty much the bulk of them. I mean, it is true. It is what it is.
To making a little bit of money on YouTube, $100 a day, $3,000 a month, to where we are now, where YouTube is paying somewhere around $200,000 a month. Affiliates and my courses and my educational programs, which people love, and then they'll go buy another one. All of those together can sometimes add up to another $300,000-$400,000 per month, which is absolutely mind-boggling because it doesn't feel like we're different people, but the number has changed.
Yeah.
I mean, there were 2 months this year during the pandemic where we crossed 7 figures in a month. That was my dream. My dream was that the construction business and the real estate sales business together would get me to $1 million a year. And that business failed. And
Wow. Look at
That's
this.
crazy.
26,000 subscribers here. And Graham at 140. This was in Canada.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Start of a friendship.
Aw.
led to what we're doing now. So I could thank that failure for being where I am now to where we had 2 months this year crossing 7 figures in 1 month.
It's amazing.
We have 2 children. We have Jack, he's 5, and we have Max, who's 2.5. I think the idea of having children is always something we've been very fond of. I keep telling Lauren we're having 6 kids.
We do want to have like an army of kids.
We do want that. But I think the idea of children is more fun than the actual reality
I wouldn't
sometimes.
say that.
But I mean, it's true, because when you have the idea of having kids, you don't think about all of the things that go with it.
I actually got frustrated hearing people's criticism and comments before I had a kid, or even when I was pregnant with my first kid. Like, oh, it's going to be way harder than you think. And I'm like, yeah, I read up on it, so I know it's not gonna be that hard. Like, what do you take me for? And oh my gosh, like, I can't express enough to any potential parent that you just can't even prep for it. There's no way you can actually prep for it. Being so tired that you feel like you're going to like fall asleep while you're breastfeeding your baby, and then, you know, the constant attention, it's just unbelievable. Now, would I change it? Of course not. I love it so much. Once we incorporated kids, we definitely spend more money on them than we even do ourselves. I'm not one to spend a bunch of money on clothes or accessories for myself, but if my kid wants something that I think is educational and it costs, you know, $150, like, yes, I want that for you. It's the best for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't always follow all the rules that I'm supposed to, and sometimes that's not so good. There were a couple instances that came up, one particularly where there was a real estate syndicator named Grant Cardone who said, hey, screw buying single-family houses. Those are small deals. You'll never make money with those. Having a real estate background, I had my own opinions, which substantially differed, because here I was helping people and my own clients and watching them grow their wealth starting with nothing. And that's what we did. So it felt to me like a total slam against what I stood for. And so I decided to do what any normal person would do and just make YouTube videos making fun of the guy and delivering flowers to his office to make a point that what he was doing was not what I agreed with.
Worth it. Various matters.
From my experience,
The leathers is, yeah, all related to YouTube.
Yeah,
Although I got in trouble in school too.
you did. He's no one to follow the rules.
Yeah, I would skip school to play RuneScape and Counter-Strike. Splinter Cell came out, I'd skip school. Skip school
Wow.
for Counter-Strike. World of Warcraft, definitely skip school for that. Yeah.
All the time.
Experiences, poking too many bears. I've learned it's really a good idea to have media insurance or insurances for whatever it is that your business is. That helps no matter what you're doing, from general liability to professional insurances. Every single year I look at myself and I'm like, oh gosh, last year I was an idiot. This year will be better.
When it comes to the future, we're really excited about growing our family, having more children once the pandemic is over, traveling with our children, letting them experience life in other countries, and just trying to live life to its fullest. I do think with Kevin, it's in his nature to always work, and he kind of gets like a high from making money, and so I respect that that's something he will always want to do, and I think he always will do it. But at the same time, I think you and I, we've talked about it, you recognize that we are at a dollar amount now that it makes sense to maybe take a step back a bit.
And in the meantime, I guess I'll just keep playing Monopoly.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That was
that's
great.
cool.
I'm like not upset by it at all. I was so worried I was going to be cringing like right and left. So
Yeah, same. No, this was really good. I mean, they nailed everything.
They did. They did a
This
really
was
good job.
Really good.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, just the way it was edited, it's like, wow, dang, that's nice.
yeah,
That's-
and they were really accommodating too because we, as a lot of you know, we're in strict quarantine, and they were like, oh yeah, no problem. We'll send somebody that has been extra careful. She'll wear a mask, and on top of that, she'll get a rapid test that day. So they were just overall just really great to work with.
No, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, CNBC, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
You
freaking
did a
amazing.
great job, and
Wow.
it's an honor to be on this. So
Yeah, and I mean, thinking about what went into this, because
yeah.
what was, so probably what, 3 months before September, and then probably, what are we in now? We're October, November, so 6 weeks afterwards. So this was probably all like a 4.5 month process.
Yeah.
It's a lot went into this for 13 minutes. It's incredible that they put out this effort. Great job. Wow. I'm excited by it. Thank
me
you.
too.
That was fun.
Now I'm gonna go watch it like another 15 times obsessively and overanalyze every single detail.
What else? What else?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, consider sharing it. Go check out the original video as well. We'll link it down below. Make sure to subscribe to CNBC's Make It channel, and of course, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And folks, get your 4 free stocks, get your life insurance. Check out the courses down below, and we'll see you next time.